Hello everyone, myself Pavitra Vaigas from Department of Information Science and Engineering, Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering. Today I am going to explain about separating integration and system testing. The contents which I have chosen are: what is integration testing, importance of integration testing, system testing, about system testing, separating integration and system testing, few difference between integration and system testing. Integration testing. What do you mean by integration testing? Integration testing is the practice of checking the interface between two software components or modules. It focuses on determining the correctness of the interface. It is used to identify faults in the interaction of integrated units. Why is integration testing important? No matter how well you write the code, the potential for bugs, vulnerabilities, and the errors to occur will always exist. This is more likely when multiple programmers work together and collaborate on a single project. Each will use their own logic and problem-solving methods, despite the plans and the strategies created by the development team. So, integration testing has multiple benefits in this environment, including successful integration of modules, data integrity, user-based scenarios, third-party testing. Now, let's look into one by one. Successful integration of modules. Most of the projects are big enough that development is broken down into numerous parts or modules. Integration testing verifies that all the parts communicate well and they work together to achieve the purpose of the software. Data integrity. When programmers move from one module to another module in a development, there is always the risk of losing or inadvertently changing pieces of data. Integration testing can be used as a form of regression testing to verify that no inadvertent changes or corruptions have taken place. User-based scenarios. One of the most important reasons to conduct integration tests is to create critical user-based scenarios and make sure they play out correctly. Individual components of the software will need to communicate properly when grouped, adapting, and responding to multiple possible results. Third-party testing. Integration testing also verifies that groups of modules or units of coding interact properly with application programming interface, that is nothing but API tools. This lays the foundation for acceptance testing towards end of the project, ensuring a user-friendly end product. Now, let's move on to system testing. What is system testing? System testing is a type of software testing that is performed on a complete integrated system to evaluate the compliance of the system with the corresponding requirements. In system testing, integration testing past components are taken as the input. Now let's look into a brief note about the system testing. System testing detects the defects within both the integrated units and the whole system. The result of system testing is the observed behavior of a component or a system when it is tested. System testing is carried out on the whole system in the context of either system requirement specifications or functional requirement specifications, or in the context of both. System testing is a black box testing. System testing is performed after the integration testing and before the acceptance testing. Here is the hierarchy of the testing. First comes the unit testing, and then the integration testing, and then the system testing. Last comes the acceptance testing. Thereby, the system testing is performed after the integration testing and before the acceptance testing. System testing tests the design and the behavior of the system and also the expectations of the customers. It is performed to test the system beyond the bounds mentioned in the software requirements specifications, that is nothing but SRS. System testing is basically performed by a testing team that is independent of the development team that helps to test the quality of the system impartial. It has both functional and non-functional testing. Separating integration and system testing. We are almost in a position to make a clear distinguish between the integration and the system testing. We need this distinction to avoid the gaps and redundancies across levels of testing, to clarify appropriate goals for these levels, and to understand how to identify the test cases at different levels. This whole discussion is facilitated by a concept essential to all levels of testing, the notion of a thread. A thread is a construct that refers to execution time behavior. When test a system, we use test cases to select, that is, and to execute the threads. Now, let's look into the difference between integration and system testing. Here are the comparison column, system testing, and then integration testing. First comes the basic. The basic requirement of the system testing is to test the finished product. Integration testing validates the collection and interface modules. Performance. System testing performs after integration testing, whereas integration testing performs after unit testing. Requirements. System testing understandings of the internal structure and the programming languages. Integration testing requires the knowledge of just interlinked modules and their interaction. Emphasis on the behavior of all the modules as a whole. In integration testing, system functionalities interface between individual modules. Covers. System testing covers functional as well as non-functional tests, whereas the integration testing covers only the functional testing. Approaches. The approaches in system testing are Big Bang, incremental, and functional. The integration testing covers also approaches sanity, regression, usability, retesting, maintenance, and performance tests. Test cases. The test cases which are involved in system testing is created to imitate real life scenarios. The test cases which has been included in integration testing built to simulate the interaction between two modules. Executed. Only the test engineers execute in system testing, whereas in integration testing it executes by the test engineers as well as developers. Finding errors. In system testing, it aids in locating the system errors and any defect found to be regarded as system defect. Integration testing assists it locating interface errors and any defect found is of individual module only. Functional and non-functional aspect. In system testing, it is used to conduct both functional and non-functional testing, whereas in integration testing, it covers only integrated components, functional aspects. Here are few types which has been included in the system testing. They are the functional testing, scalability testing, reliability testing, security testing, performance testing, usability testing, installation testing, etc. Some of the types which are included in the integration testing are top-down, bottom-up, big bang, hybrid integration. To add upon the difference between the integration and the system testing aids in locating system errors and any defect found to be regarded as system defect, whereas in integration testing assists in locating interface errors and any defect found is of individual module only. Here I complete with my topic. Thank you. Have a nice day.